3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, the music in this game is phenomenal. Love it. It can get a little ear-wrenching playing this game too much, but that's with every Game Boy Color game. So you can get a first cycle in this plum right here. Let's see. I was a little too short, so huge time loss. Ooh, oops. Yeah, let's just get those shakes out in the beginning. So the very first world here is Spellbound Forest. It's really not the greatest level or world. The aesthetic is very beautiful, but there's really nothing too interesting going on. Later on, some levels have certain mechanics and like kind of worldwide attributes, you could say, that spice up the worlds. But this is pretty standard platforming, straightforward. And another big part of this game is damage abuse. If you're able to face Rayman in the opposite direction of the way you are facing, he will get knocked back in that direction. So, you know, run into an enemy, you get knocked backward, that's not good, that's a time loss. And there's a lot of situations in this game where you'll be able to face Rayman in the opposite direction and get kind of a boost. So this is one of the 3 auto-scrollers in the game. It's excessively boring. I can remember trying to play this in the back of the car when there's no lights on the Game Boy Color and trying to use street lights to see where I'm going and always end up drowning. It was a nightmare. But do I need to break cages? No, you do not need to break cages in this game. You're able to complete it like the 90% beat Mr. Dark without actually getting the cages, which is pretty great. There is a special world at the end of the game if you get all of the cages. Unfortunately, it's not even accessible by the world map menu, which is kind of like a cheat code. You know, there's 99 lives, you can go to a world map and select a level. Traditionally, every level gives you like a 10-digit code, and you have to type that in if you want to go revisit a certain level. But if you just Google, you know, Rayman GBC cheats, you can find a you know, a B whatever the heck combination to actually put you to a world menu. However, even from that world menu, you're not able to access the very final world, and that's a complete bonus world. I would like to say that 98% of the people who have played this game don't even know that it existed. Like, I didn't even know it existed. 100%ing this game is actually pretty difficult. So this is kind of like the first trick of the game. If I can get this plum jump here, break it early, jump up here. I wanted to pull that my way, that's okay. You have to wait a second on this cycle here so you don't fall. Press your face up against this, hit this plum, you skip pretty much an entire whole area of going all the way up and around to take an elevator down to hit that plum to continue on through this level. So the nice thing about this game is whenever you take damage, if you're holding down, except on the very off chance that that happens, as I was explaining it, I really did not want that to happen, that's okay. Whenever you take damage running those plums, if you hold down, you typically don't move. However, for some reason, if you're, I'm not sure if it's random or if it's just the way you're sitting on the plum, sometimes you'll get bumped up like I did there and died, which is pretty unfortunate, but if you take that damage abuse right there, you can get your immune frames to jump through that little dude to save a little bit of time. Does this game have vine boosting? It does not. You simply jump off the vine as quick as you can. Frame perfect, you can actually pretty much see, you don't even make the animation of hanging onto the vine. Yeah, that was Spellbound Forest, already an airy tune. So this level is by far my favorite, as you can see why. It's pretty fast. There's a couple cool clips. Playing this level casually, or this world casually, can be pretty boring, or not boring, kind of painful. There's a lot of really crappy sections that fortunately we're just able to skip in the speedrun. So right here is the very first clip. Come down here, face left, mess it up. If you just hang on here, face left, you can get it back. Just clip right down through there, and that's the end of the level. You pretty much skip over half the level. So this level coming up here has another little, I guess it's a skip. Right here, you can just damage abuse, and you don't even have to hold on, you can just walk right through there. So anyone familiar with the Rayman series will recognize this part right here. The infamous side-to-side jumps, whatever the heck they're called. I've messed this up more times than I can count. But what you might not know is if you come right up here, you can hit this guy. Up, up, back down. And that's the level. That's probably one of my favorite things in the game. It's pretty cool. And coming right up with no brakes is the hardest trick in the game. Alright, well I got one, that's good. I only have one life here, so I'm just gonna play it really, really safe. I don't want to have to redo that. So right up here is going to be an extra heart. I definitely need to grab this. The beginning of the next level will also do like another damage abuse type thing. Wanted to kill that guy, it's okay. And I'll point that out shortly. Yeah, Rayman on a Game Boy, it's full pixel, 100% pixel. So if you do a little damage abuse there, you heard that little trigger hit, that spawned a cloud right there. So this cloud allows us to, well, once again, skip almost, well, a good chunk of the level. So this is the part about this world I hated as a kid. These stupid, I don't know, I think they're ducks. Fortunately, whenever you're riding them with like an upward momentum, you don't actually take like damage, well you take damage, but you don't move. So we're able to do that, or use that to our advantage here, and just kind of ride up through there, take damage immunity. We don't have to worry about going side to side and dodging all those spikes. I only have one heart, so I'm going to grab this extra life. I usually don't, but marathon strats, why not? So, already, we're done with our tunes. We're on to Swamp of Sorrow. This is the first level that gives you your helicopter ability, the most infamous of Rayman abilities. So this game really does have it all. Later on, we'll get the crap, I don't want to mess up the name, but it's the hooky fist. So right there, you might think that's the end of the level. Turns out it's a bonus level. You have to complete those as well for 100%, but if you're able to just walk alongside of it and continue on with the world. So you jump a little early here, you can get on him early. Fine, fine, fine. Damage is fine. Didn't want that damage, but that's okay. Swamp of Sorrow is actually the, I think it's the shortest world in the game. There's only 3 levels in it, and it has one of the auto scrollers. This is a little skip right here. You just have to hit your helicopter a little bit late, and you can avoid going up and around. And this music is phenomenal. Alright, and already here's the next auto-scroller. You go through these levels in this game pretty quickly. At least it feels like it. The mountain level, which is next, Rocky Peaks, kind of takes a while. That one's a little more, I guess you could say, scripted with where you have to go. There's a lot of triggers you have to hit in the one level. Fortunately, I haven't found a way to skip that. This game actually only has like maybe 3 or 4 runners on the leaderboard for this, and I'm kind of shocked why. Like, I think it's a really good run. There's a lot of little optimizations that you can do. It's a pretty precise game, and I really enjoyed it, and I would like to maybe get some more people interested in it. I was thinking about making a guide for the game if people showed some interest in learning it. It's definitely not the most difficult game to learn, you know. Can't say the mechanics are more difficult than like Mario 64 or something, but I do think there's a lot of good potential here, and improvements can only be made to the run. So yeah, this is Rayman GBC. This was released in 2000 on the Game Boy Color. There's a sequel to it actually, but there's a lot more speedruns for the sequel, and I don't really understand why. Like, I haven't actually been able to beat the sequel just because I dislike it so greatly. To put it bluntly, I really don't like it, but that's okay. So we're done with Swampasara already. And so this level introduces these awful, stupid cloud things. They're like bouncy clouds, but they're just a nightmare. They also have these icy platforms. Hit that guy early. Okay, so you might want to hit that, but it's actually a bait. Don't hit it. Ah, it's okay. Yes, well, actually, Rayman 2 uses this game's music. This game was released before, but yeah. The biggest problem I have with the Rayman 2 on Game Boy Color is that for the, I think it's the menu. Oops, I got distracted. I think it's the menu, or the title screen in that game, uses the credits music from this one, and the credits music in this one is by far the greatest song ever made, and it's just kind of like, okay, you know, you worked this whole time, like, I'll never forget the credit song from this game, like, as a kid or whatever. It was one of the best victory, you know, music. It rivals, like, SM64, Bowser, you know, absolutely loved it, and whenever I booted the game, it just like, alright, didn't really, kind of took away that reward, I guess you could say. But, so this is the trigger level, I like to call it. There's 3 different triggers you have to hit to spawn 3 clouds to be able to get across this big path of spikes and to get to the end of the level. I haven't been able to find a way to skip it, unfortunately. Like, if I was, it would make this a lot better, but that's okay. Oops. So right here is one of those times you want to damage abuse properly. This level in particular, and especially Fiery, oh crap, what's it called? I think it's called Fiery Peaks. Later on, really relies on using damage abuse. So like right here, I'm gonna ride this up. So there's gonna be one more trigger to hit. You can just kind of jump through the floor right there. Okay, that's okay. See, I was able to turn at the last second right there, and it did not push me back, which is nice. It's definitely one of the more difficult parts of this game. The hitboxes aren't super precise, so it kind of makes it difficult to tell if something is going to hit you and whatnot. You get a feel for it later on, of course, but... And so that's the 3rd trigger. 1 cloud. 2 cloud, and 3 cloud. See, unfortunately, these spikes at the bottom right there will insta-kill you, so you might be thinking, well, why don't you just, you know, just jump up right there? Well, fortunately you can't. You can do another floor skip, turn to the right, get a damage abuse. It wasn't able to turn quick enough for that guy, that's okay. This level introduces a new mechanic. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called like MP Chopper or something like that. Basically you just get to fly, which is kind of cool. Sorry, you're gonna hear me smashing my controller a lot. I know my mic kind of picks up a lot in my room, but oops, thought that was the next drop. That's okay. I haven't actually tried to play this game while commentating, so it is a little challenging. You can definitely big props to people who can execute 100% and speak about the game as well. It's more challenging than I kind of expected to. Expected to be. That's okay. So right up here, I'm gonna do another damage boost. Right here, another one. And believe it or not, the base of this hill, I'm gonna do another one. Oops, see, like I thought I was gonna hit that guy, but even though the spike hit me, the middle of it didn't, so I didn't take damage. At first I used to really hate these level. Yeah, Super Helicopter, that's it. At first I really used to hate that, but it's really not too bad. Unfortunately, I have not found a way to make that first cloud cycle, so... Come up here, and we gotta ride this cloud across. I always want to go down there. A lot of this level design is pretty similar sometimes, and it can be a little confusing as where to go. And just like that, we're out of the Rocky Peaks and into the Ancient Forest, where we get our hooky grab move. This level is a little particular, with a few plum things and whatnot. So this plum goes on this guy's head. Whenever he turns whenever he turns back around, the plum's physics or something change, and you can actually fall off the plum, and it's an absolute nightmare. So luckily didn't have that happen, but a lot of this level you can just kind of damage abuse through, but unfortunately I kind of died, kind of messed up. Let's just ignore that. I thought I had an extra heart of health there. It turns out I didn't. That's okay. See, that's how I wanted... Oh, see, look at that. He just didn't want to have the plum go in his head. Wonderful. Not much I can do about that. I have actually never seen that happen. It just completely despawned the plum. Alrighty. You know what, I'm just gonna go for it. Man, that's okay. This level is very, 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 very lenient with the hearts they give you, which is very good, because it's a little bit of a difficult level. Okay, so right here, you can actually hit this plum by just throwing your punch and holding down. You can reset these rings a little bit quicker if you jump off of them and then re-hook. That right there, believe it or not, is one of the most difficult jumps in the game. If you are, like, even a hair late, like you just don't make the jump, you have to fall the whole way back down and redo everything. Oops. I love the aesthetic of this level. Pretty much this entire game I think is really, really pretty. I think they did like a really great job with all the art and whatnot. You kind of get lost in the background even. Where is... That is not what I wanted to do. That's okay. Usually you can grab ledge there. I only had one heart, so I wanted to avoid the spikes, or the thorns. So coming up is a... I don't want to say it's a skip or anything like that, but that plum right there, you're supposed to use it to bounce up here. You can just walk and jump there. I don't know why the developers put that there. So if you come up here, jump outside, you can just jump off that plum instead of knocking it into the center there and pushing it over to the left. It's an absolute nightmare. If anyone is familiar with that game, you will remember having to push those plums around. Yeah, absolutely whack them. Oops. I don't know how I missed that grab. I missed it again. That's really strange. Kind of eating this edge. Oh, there you go. Oops. You have to be so careful with not hitting your head on these spikes. If you bump your head, it's just not good. So this, you actually do have to push this guy down. You didn't want to fall from me there, it's okay. You just charge your punch right here, you can get it the extra bump over you need. And there we go. Into the fiery depths. This is by far my favorite world. Even casually, I think this world's just phenomenal. The music really spices it up. So if you just damage abuse here, you can just pretty much skip this. And if you damage abuse up here, take another one. 1 heart, that's fine, don't worry about it. Come over here, go hook on that from the right side, it'll save some time. These little fires are really weird. Just go left, get this heart, miss that heart, get that heart. So believe it or not, these spikes at the bottom there will just insta-kill you. So dropping there is not good. Yes, Cave of Bad Dreams, except better. So come on this side over here. That is unfortunate. So right here is another good damage abuse. You don't have to go in that hook over to the right. If you hook on the right side here, you can just jump off, and unfortunately that cycle wasn't nice to me. So right here, I'm getting to Death Abuse. We definitely want 5 hearts for this level. Definitely do not want less than 5 hearts. There's a lot of damage going on. You'll see why. So, right here, you need to get this trigger. That is unfortunate. Right there, you need to get that trigger at the bottom. It's a little gem to continue. Did I not hit it? Okay, the sound effect didn't play, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I should have hit it. Okay, good. Why do I feel lost? This is strange. I don't think this is, that doesn't feel right. Maybe the trigger never actually hit? That's strange. I don't know. Let's just keep going this way. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, this is correct. I don't know why. That just didn't look right. Whatever. Classic. Alright, well this level deserves a good run of it anyway, so let's just take 2. Oh man, oh man. How about take 3? That'll be easier. Can you do Jono skipping this? I'm not too familiar, unfortunately, with the Rayman 2 speedrun, so I'm gonna say no. I'm pretty sure in the sequel to this game, Rayman 2, Cave of Bad Dreams is actually a level. At least I'm relatively sure of that. That guy's a major troll every time. Okay, here we go. This feels right. This game is very forgiving with hearts, thankfully. You would be correct. Alright, there we go. And yet again, huge shout outs to anybody who can play their game perfectly and commentate. This is this is much more difficult than I thought. So right there, if you notice, I was able to grab onto that hook without having it drop. Right here, you can just say, hey, I don't really care about that wall, don't need it. And end of level. You want AGDQ? Oh, sweet. Yeah. In fact, I'll be going to AGDQ. I'm not sure the dates exactly. I have a pretty full class schedule. So we'll see, but I have my ticket, you know, room and everything, so I'll definitely be there at least Friday and Saturday, or and Sunday, I guess, for the little closing stuff. But so this is the third and final auto-scroller of the game. Fortunately, this game doesn't really, like, really make these painful. It's kind of a nice break. This one's pretty fun. Time has made Rayman heartless. True. Better music than GBA Rayman? Yes, absolutely. Whenever I run this game, I turn the music off in the settings. But yeah, one of the best things about this game is you can turn the music off but leave the sounds on. So that's a huge selling point, I'll tell you that right now. If there's any reason to run this game, it's that you don't have to listen to ear-wrenching music all the time. And there we go. You might recognize this from before and hear the mad tapping of my controller. Well, let's just damage abuse that. It's a really risky move to only go down here with one heart, but you know what? I'm feeling risky, why not? Yeah, no, this music's totally fine. It's just after you run this game a bunch, specifically like Spellbound, it kind of becomes really painful. It's really specifically Spellbound 4. It's like I cannot stand that level really. Unfortunately, my butt hit. That happens. Rayman 1, or yeah, the tracks are destroyed in that port. I'll have to look at it. Like, I've seen Game Boy Advance gameplay of it, and just say I don't think I would want to play Rayman 1 on that version. I'm pretty sure I hit in the exact same spot I hit last time. The spikes on the ceiling there actually don't have too big of a hitbox. The bottom ones always do. So it can be a little deceptive. Heart there. Fortunately, I didn't damage abuse where I thought I was going to, but right there works fine. See another one here. Did not want to do that one there, that's okay. Oh, do I go up here? No. I almost ate that lava. That would have really stunk. The amount of damage you take in this level is just insane, but it is significantly quicker than just doing it the correct way. Now, Arcane Force. This level is actually really great too.
What up,
this
nerd?
World,
25 month.
You might recognize
Thank you very much,
music.
dude. How are you doing?
Oops. Is. Thanks, guy. I kill you and your dead body hits me. That's wonderful. So yeah, their hitbox doesn't go away till they're pretty much off the screen. So I do only have one heart there. I took a hit of damage I didn't really want to take. Didn't expect to take it, honestly. I don't think I've ever taken that. That's unfortunate. Yikes, there we go. Just damage abuse this quicker than going around. Slide. Slide. What's Rayman's goal in this game? Well, believe it or not, Mr. Dark stole the teensies. Or the, not teensies, crap. I forget their name. Not lums. They're basically lums. Or the fairies, how could I forget the fairies? So unfortunately you can't, jump off that one and do this little reset for time save. Oof. Alright. So, our friend Dark Rayman is here, and the only problem with this Dark Rayman level is that for whatever reason, sometimes your inputs like to get dropped. You really gotta, like right there I thought I jumped. I think it has something to do with him not being on screen and then re-rendering him. It seems to maybe either drop a frame or something along those lines. You gotta hit that trigger for that cloud right here. So this level is actually pretty easy to die on if you get an input dropped. So I wanna make sure I don't mess. Ooh, thought that was later. Okay, let's come down here. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't make that. That's really strange. You definitely can just hold on that ledge right there and jump up to the other platform, but it's not wanting me to do that. This level is significantly harder than the one in the... Yes, absolutely. Very much agree. As a kid, this was easily the most difficult level in the game. Like, it took me, my brother and I, ages to beat it. Like, for whatever reason, it was just so difficult. There's a couple triggers you have to beat, or hit later on in the run, or later on in the level, and finding those triggers, especially as a kid, was an absolute nightmare. Alright, there we go. So right here underneath this is the trigger. You can unfortunately just fall down and hit it. Jump over him. And this is where you do not want to lose an input. He's constantly off screen. Okay. Wonderful. And so you guys can't see this, but this is the classic reverse your control, so left is right, right is left. But this one really isn't too difficult. Honestly, this is probably one of my more liked levels in the game. It's pretty fun. Okay. Didn't spawn. So you see how that one spawned right now? That's because I missed a trigger. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now on to Mr. Dark. So this fight, it's really not that difficult. It's pretty cool though. It's actually pretty unique. It's hard to find his pattern and stuff. It's a pretty fun fight. You'll see. So like his attacks are really like pathetic. Just like this first one, just like fireballs and pretty classic boss fight for a GBC game. But now he turns into this ball and he can appear at almost every. So he'll come there. So this one he'll be right here, and then this last one is pretty good RNG. That was actually a pretty good first phase. For these fireballs, if you just jump back and forth, you're fine. So unfortunately, I didn't have the best of fiery depths. Probably would have liked to execute that one a little bit smoother in the second level of Arcane. But overall, pretty happy with this marathon run. Haven't tried to commentate doing this game. Definitely need to practice it. So that one, if you guys noticed, I don't think he did a single same pattern as the first one. Maybe the second ball was the same as the first phase. He shoots this lightning like 16 times or something. So you just kind of like sit here. Yeah, you do. This is him, Mr. Dark in the flesh. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Finally. Alright, so one more phase of this, and the last hit time will be when I hit this guy, maybe eventually. Boom, time. So that's Rayman GBC, but you guys have to stick around for their credit music. It is incredible. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for BSG Marathon for having me on here. Looking back on it, pretty decent. Spellbound was a little eh. Rocky Peaks went pretty well. I'm pretty glad that Airy Tunes was as smooth as it was. But yeah, thank you guys. Where are we then? Ah, yes, we made it. And back to snoozing. In fact, there was every single cage that I missed. Yet again, you don't need cages in this game to beat it. And here we go. The greatest music ever created. Thank you. So yeah, if this tune right here doesn't warm your heart, then I'm not sure what will. But thanks again, guys, and have a good finale of the marathon. I'll be there.